Hi guys. So today we are starting our series talking about vaginal health. I'm going to wait for everyone to join us, and today the live is with Lovneet, who is a well-renowned nutritionist. She's also a great friend of mine, and we will be switching off the comment section. So any case, if you have any questions, please send them in the question tab so that we can take them later on. So I'm just gonna put the topic below so that everyone who's joining in knows what we are talking about. Hi Lovneet, I guess you just have to send me a request. So for everyone joining us, please send in all your questions. Hi.
Hello, how are you, Geetika?
All good. Thanks for accepting the invitation for the live, and it was quite last minute, so thanks for that.
Thank you
So
for
everyone So everyone who don't know about Lovneet, she is my very good friend, and she's a well-renowned nutritionist who understands your body's nutritional needs. She doesn't believe in crash dieting. She doesn't believe in quick weight loss or inch loss because that is very quick in results and it is also very quick to go. So I myself believe in nutrition because later on I have seen a lot of my patients suffer when it comes to quick weight loss and they come back to me with their other hormonal issues. So Lavneet has been one of my mentors also personally. And today we are talking about foods for vaginal health. It's a very, less talked about topic.
yes,
But today we are going to talk about your vagina, which is also very important. And as your body ages, your skin, your hair, your vagina also ages. It also undergoes all the aging processes as your body does. So I'm turning off the comment section for everyone who has questions. Kindly put them in the question section so that we can take it up later. Yes, Lapneet, let's start. So tell me a little bit about yourself so that the viewers who have joined us and get to know you better.
so thank you, Geetika, for an amazing introduction. And I think, when it comes to food, people are scared of eating. And thankfully, that fear is growing slowly,
Yeah.
slowly as the awareness about food as fuel is increasing. I feel many a times people don't see as food as a therapy. They think that okay, food is about weight, whether you want to gain weight, lose weight. It's more weight centric. But like a unique topic we are going to discuss today, and
Yeah,
how food, everything you eat and you don't eat, can affect every aspect of your health, right? Be it your vaginal health. So I'm a
absolutely.
nutritionist who believes that whether it's your physical health, mental health, food has a big role to play, even our emotional health, because it's such an important part of our life. So rather than
Absolutely.
isolating your life
Absolutely.
with food from your diet, it's important that you marry two in a way that your nutritional needs are taken care of, and so are your likings and your culture.
Absolutely. You're very well said. So tell me something, Avneet. When we talk about vaginal aging and the foods that can affect or promote good, healthy vagina, so there are various aspects to it. One is, vaginal flora, which is very important to be maintained. And when people are doing all these crash diets or having a lot of acidic food, it changes the pH, and that's why a lot of women get frequent UTIs or urinary incontinence. So let's talk about first maybe the foods which promote a healthy pH for, the vagina.
Right. So having the right kind of microflora, the right bacteria, even in your vagina, is very important. So vaginal
Yeah.
pH is a little bit on the acidic side, and that helps in protecting our vagina
Hmm.
and our reproductive system from the pathogens. So
Yes.
foods, lactobacillus is one culture that lactobacillus strains can really help in promoting good bacteria in our vagina as well. So foods that are naturally rich in lactobacillus would be yogurt, buttermilk, chaat. So having the right probiotics is key for maintaining good vaginal health. whether it's fighting bacterial infections, even fighting candida, fungal infections, itching, unwanted discharge. So make sure that your gut health, your probiotics are in place. I think a lot of people, where they go wrong when it comes to probiotic is that they don't stop eating the acidic ash foods. So be it aerated drinks, be it excessive caffeine, be it excessive sugar, especially in its liquid form, or excessive alcohol. So even if you continue to have these foods while you're on your probiotic, it's counterproductive. So must avoid the acidic ash foods and focus on probiotics. Now,
Wonderful.
especially when it comes to your vaginal health, if you are having problems maintaining, your a good vaginal health, you could start your day with apple cider vinegar. That is one of
Very
the
well.
very,
Yes.
because it's, although it's not a probiotic, but it really helps in decreasing inflammation in your gut. And
And it
again, it
balances
comes from
the
the acid,
acidic levels. It promotes alkaline levels. Yeah, absolutely.
right?
So how much of apple cider vinegar one should have? Like 2 spoons? Is that what you suggest?
So start with 15 ml empty stomach and have the second dose in the evening, 15 ml again. And if your body is tolerating it well, then you can have 30 ml altogether in the morning.
Okay, so this is for all people who are having a lot of vaginal infections or irritation because that will help in balancing the pH. And what
Right.
about women who have a lot of frequent UTIs? What can they do?
Again, I think when it comes to UTIs, we all know that cranberries are a superfood. But even
Yeah,
there, you have to be very careful of what kind of cranberries are you taking. If those are the dried, sugary, sugar-coated cranberries, then again, it can lead to more inflammation. So if you are having
exactly.
cranberry extract or pure cranberry juice without added sugar, that's a
Hmm.
very good way to fight UTIs. But overall, just having foods that are rich in antioxidants. Cranberries are not very easily available in India. So a fruit that is easily available for us would be apple, because it's
Mm-hmm.
very high in flavonoids and polyphenols, and especially for your vaginal health. Apple can help in increasing the blood circulation. It has antioxidants. So for UTIs, if you are trouble finding cranberry juice or good cranberry extract, then have one apple a day. That will be
Wonderful.
very beneficial.
So for
And
anyone who
also,
wants, yeah, so anyone who wants to find cranberry juice, I myself tried CranMed capsules. They're very easily available at a pharmacy, and it doesn't have the added calories. As you know, Lavneet said, cranberry is really sweet, and the amount of dosage you need is quite high. So you can take cranberry supplement capsules from GNC. You can take cranberry capsules called CranMed, very easily available at a pharmacy. Yeah, please.
and foods, I would say, rich in vitamin C in general. So for us,
Mhm.
that could be a fresh shot of amla juice, could be lemon juice.
Yeah, we lost you in the middle. Sorry, we were talking about vitamin C.
Yeah. So bell peppers, lemon, amla, citrus, strawberries, that will help in just increasing the antioxidant activity in the body.
Perfect. And what is your take on Lavneet, I've also read some scientific papers talking about barley water or corn silk water. These days, a lot of people are talking about it. What is it that works? Is it a myth it works, or is it a fact? Does it work?
Just I feel just like any other problem, you need to first understand if you are getting some symptoms, whether it's discomfort or discharge, why is it happening? So it could be
Yeah.
like we talked about your microflora, or it could be a deficiency. So in some cases, it could also be
Mm-hmm.
hormonal imbalance, right? If it is
Yeah,
excess of
absolutely.
androgens or insulin. So I think
Mm-hmm.
barley water can work really well for anybody who's
Mm-hmm.
facing insulin resistance and high insulin levels, and that's why there is
Mm-hmm.
excessive sugar or glucose in your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
different approaches work for different people. Like I know many
Mm-hmm.
women, for them something as alkaline as wheatgrass powder or wheatgrass
Mm-hmm.
juice or having
Mm-hmm.
neem tea in the morning works better than barley water, because
Wonderful. And
sometimes
that's much
this,
easier.
that's easier to prepare and it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't cause GI distress, because high
Mm-hmm.
fiber for some people can lead to bloating as well. So it
Absolutely.
really depends from person to person.
Yeah, very well. So with aging, we know there's another issue that happens, which is called vaginal atrophy, which is due to less of estrogen production, and that's why the vagina starts shriveling off. That is more common with women perimenopausal and postmenopause. So what they can do to boost the estrogen and boost their vaginal health so that, that atrophy, the collagen loss doesn't happen as much.
So, like I was talking about apple earlier, apple can also help in giving you the good phytoestrogen. So, you could
Oh.
include apple for that as well. But other
Mm-hmm.
foods that are higher in estrogen would be chickpeas, the white
Mm-hmm.
chana,
Mm-hmm.
flax seeds,
Mm-hmm.
peanuts, and you could also include sparingly soy products. It's very
Okay.
important that the quality of soy products that you include are good. So something
Okay.
like edamame beans are much better as opposed to having like soya bean chunk, because it's
Mm-hmm.
just an extreme of two different things.
Okay.
And especially for, I mean, as long as there's no other hormonal imbalance. So
Mm-hmm.
um, safest would be to have chickpeas, peanuts, flax seeds, apples for increasing the good phytoestrogens in your body, and that helps with lubrication and, of course, like you said, in sort of slowing down your vaginal aging.
Oh, lovely. So tell me something, how should the flax seeds be consumed? Because there are a lot of thoughts about it that have roasted flax seeds or soaked flax seeds. What is the right way to consume them?
For nuts and seeds, it's important either you soak them or you roast them. But flax seeds are better roasted,
Okay.
and then it's important to chew on your flax seeds.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot chew on your flax seeds, then you keep it in a powdered form in an
Mm-hmm.
airtight container. And
Mm-hmm.
don't keep a powder for a month long, but
Mm-hmm.
weekly basis you can powder your flax seeds and put it in an airtight container and have one
Mm-hmm.
tablespoon a day.
Mm-hmm.
In
Okay,
fact,
wonderful.
a very good you could make a smoothie with avocado, flaxseed, and yogurt. It's like a super smoothie for
Amazing.
your vaginal health.
Amazing. Because yogurt will have all the good bacteria, the lactobacilli, avocado is good fats, and then
Yeah.
flaxseed would be there. Amazing. And what is the best way to consume chickpeas? What is it that you suggest?
We can, I mean, you can make it as a regular chana. It has to be very well cooked. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like having the Indian preparations, you could do a hummus, just a chickpea chaat, a chickpea patty. I think chickpea is one thing that we can use in so many different formats. You can put it in your roti, like use half barley and half chickpea. That's very good for barley and chickpea combination, is any which way is very good for promoting good hormonal balance. So you can
Absolutely.
use that for your rotis.
So, how much of hummus is okay? Because I know a lot of people these days are sharing recipes of hummus online, and I'm sure a lot of people are consuming it as a healthy snack. So, what is the right way to consume hummus? Is it good to have with vegetable sticks or with chips, or let's say with the toast? What is it that you suggest, and how much of it is the right amount?
About 30 grams, so 2 tablespoons is a good amount to have on a daily
Mm-hmm.
basis. If
Mm-hmm.
you're having it with your main meal, then you can either pair it, like I said, with barley, you can pair
Mm-hmm.
it with rice, or you can even pair it with a pseudo cereal like quinoa. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're doing hummus as a dressing or a dip, then
Mm-hmm.
use vitamin A rich vegetables, because again they really help in promoting the antioxidant
Mm-hmm.
effect and anti aging effect. So, be
Yeah.
it steamed beetroot, steamed carrot, and the
Or maybe
fiber
have
can
or
come.
maybe have hummus with apple, it will be like
Yes.
good of everything. Why not? So that's a
Yeah.
new thing that we can probably do. So that's great. And again, Navneet, we also definitely, like in my clinic, we do treatments with women who have a lot of vaginal discoloration. And it is again a thing that people don't talk about it, but I think a lot of like 8 out of 10 women, Indian women especially, has that issue because be it their inner thighs or their vagina, due to friction, sweating, due to insulin sensitivity, the discoloration of vagina is something which is very, very commonly seen. So, what are the foods, talking from the food point of view, that they can do take to prevent the discoloration? Because insulin sensitivity, I think, is a major. reason of the discoloration, and their groin area is much darker, like the inner thighs. Young girls, they have really dark inner thighs. Even under their butt, there's a lot of discoloration. So what kind of foods should they take, and what are kind of foods they should not take? Like, even let's say, let's start with prevention, and then let's talk about if they have it, then what they should remove. So let's
So
maybe to how to prevent it first.
foods that you need to focus on, food combinations that do not lead to insulin spike. So that would
Hmm.
be low glycemic load food. And
Yeah.
a very simple way to do that would be by, don't worry about deleting, but also adding fiber through
Mm-hmm.
vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
seasonal vegetables, and one healthy fat. So it doesn't,
Okay.
if you are not able to source avocado, either coconut oil or
Mm-hmm.
ghee. Ghee is also a
Mm-hmm.
good source of omega 3. If
Yeah.
you're not able to get, if you are scared of eating that good fat, then try to have omega 3 supplementation of EPA,
Mm-hmm.
DHA 1000 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
And including coconut oil and garlic in your morning
Mm-hmm.
routine can help with
Mm-hmm.
that discoloration.
Garlic,
It's
that's the
more,
first one that I heard. So how does
garlic
garlic
and
help?
coconut oil combination works very
Mm-hmm.
well for insulin
Okay.
resistance and also for vaginal discoloration. So,
Wonderful.
if you're experiencing itching, so you could first start with apple cider vinegar, 15
Mm-hmm.
ml, then
Mm-hmm.
move on to wheatgrass powder, and then have
Mm-hmm.
coconut oil and garlic
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
in the same order.
And how much coconut oil is the recommended dose? And should it be have empty
Um,
stomach?
and so after, yes, so these three things, empty stomach, one after the other,
Mm-hmm.
up to 1 teaspoon of coconut oil is absolutely fine.
Okay. And the talking about coconut oil, people have also started talking about oil pulling. So
Yeah.
how to introduce, of course, it's a little away from the vaginal health, but your gum health is also important. So
Very.
how can one do oil pulling? What is the right way to do it? Coconut oil versus sesame oil? What's the right oil?
The most popular oils for oil pulling are sesame seed oil and coconut oil. And I think it's to
Mm-hmm.
do more with your body constitution, what kind of body constitution you have, and
Mm-hmm.
in what season are we in. So, in
Mm-hmm.
winters, for most people, sesame seed oil works better. If you're somebody who experiences a lot of joint issues, arthritis, then sesame seed oil for sure. But for women with hormonal imbalance, with thyroid issues, coconut oil is a better oil preference.
Mm-hmm.
But they both work very well for oil pulling. But
Mm-hmm.
talking about again your microflora, it's
Mm-hmm.
all interlinked, right? Because oil
Mm-hmm.
pulling also helps with increasing the growth of good bacteria. And I feel
Yeah,
these days you can link just about anything to the growth of good bacteria, be it vaginal health or
absolutely.
your immunity.
Absolutely. So not all bacteria is bad. One should know the difference and have good foods to let good bacteria grow. And now coming to your vaginal health during the periods, what are the right foods to include? Right, these days I see a lot of people talking about your menstrual teas and other things. So during the periods also your vagina tends to undergo some changes. What are the right kind of teas that one should include to, of course, avoid cramps and have a good, comfortable time? What is it that you suggest?
So two herbs that work, I mean, one spice and one herb that works very well is ajwain. So you
Mm-hmm.
can have, especially if you have very bad menstrual cramps, have a
Mm-hmm.
teaspoon of ajwain boiled in water first thing in
Okay.
the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have mulethi tea. So
Oh.
boil mulethi in water. That
Mm-hmm.
helps with the cramps, and also
Mm-hmm.
it helps with building your energy levels during your periods.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger juice is
Okay.
something that can really help with regularizing your menstrual flow and
Mm-hmm.
also easing the period pain. And I
Okay.
think during periods, if you are active, that really helps
Mm-hmm.
just with better flow and better menstrual health.
Mm-hmm.
So try to stick to a eating regime that helps you become more active during your periods.
Wonderful. So, Lovneet, let's divide maybe now the vaginal changes according to the age. The first change happens when young girls hit puberty, when they start with the periods. So, what are the foods that the girl who has just hit her periods should introduce in her diet?
I think for young girls these days, more than what they should eat, I feel it's so sad because they are just so much, they are living in an environment that is full of junk food, full of sugar, caffeine, or maida. So if they can just, take it easy on these three food groups,
Avoid the processed foods.
it helps immensely with hormonal balance. And it again, I feel there's so much undue stress for teenagers, for younger adults these days, that adds on to this dysbiosis in the body, right? That leads to further problems during their periods or with their vaginal health. So for them, I would recommend don'ts are more important as
Mm,
opposed to making them. So if
absolutely.
we
The
can just try
do's.
to replace it with something that is more wholesome in nature, something as simple as that. So try to have 5 different colors of vegetables in a day, 2 fruits in a day, uh, food that is not stale, freshly prepared. Just these simple changes, and no maida, sugar less than 10 grams in a day, no sugar free, less caffeine. Just these simple changes works wonders
Wonderful.
for younger
Absolutely.
girls.
I would agree. Now, the second thing would be the time in life when the woman has a gives baby's birth, because that time your vagina definitely has to accommodate, and then it stretches to have the baby pass through the vaginal walls. That can not only cause a lot of stretching in the pelvic floor, but also tears sometimes. So, what are the foods that a new mother should include?
For new mom, it's important to include foods rich in vitamin A, E,
Hmm.
the fat
Hmm.
soluble vitamin, and make sure you're not deficient in vitamin D. And
Okay.
since all three are fat soluble vitamins, it's important to make sure you have enough fat in your body.
Hmm.
So it's actually your calories from fat should increase. So try to have at least 3 teaspoons of ghee in a day.
Hmm.
Ajwain,
Hmm.
your garlic and ginger are three
Hmm.
things that work very well even
Hmm.
post delivery.
Hmm.
And increasing the amount of good proteins. I feel somewhere, with not having a right sleeping regime and too much stress and too much going on, many new moms go low on their protein intake, and that
Yeah,
can also hinder their vaginal health. So having at least 80 grams of protein, especially if you're lactating, you can bring it up to 100 grams. And going
absolutely.
back to vitamin A rich foods, it could be papaya. It helps you feed also. It could be
Hmm.
sweet potato. For vitamin E, just having your badam, having your cashews, or just a nut mixed with pumpkin seeds, flax seeds. For your vitamin D, you might need supplementation unless you're eating eggs. But make sure
Yeah,
your diet is very well fortified.
very bad. Now, the third change happens when a woman is towards perimenopause, menopause. That's what we have spoken about initially also. But just to review a little bit, the foods to include or not to include when you're hitting menopause.
That would be the estrogen promoting foods, especially coming
Exactly.
from white chana, chickpeas, flax seeds, peanuts, and if you don't have thyroid related conditions, then tofu or edamame, a better source of soy.
Wonderful.
That will
So,
help
no,
a lot.
not soy milks for everyone who is viewing this, because they are full of sugar, and having good quality soy is what Dr. Lavneet also suggests. And Lavneet, coming to the conclusion, let's take some questions from our viewers. I have some questions over here, and I'm gonna turn on the commenting as well. Okay. So the first question is, what about people with high inflammation? What could be the alternative to apple cider vinegar?
Coconut oil, it works very well. In fact, even for inflammation, I think inflammation is used widely for many different things, but ACV can help in decreasing inflammation. So, but if you feel very acidic after having ACV, you can have coconut oil.
And what about those apple cider vinegar capsules? I've seen something like that also available. Are they good?
I haven't tried actually, but I think that having that liquid is much better in warm water as opposed to having that capsule.
Okay, and what company would you suggest?
I have used Urban Platter, and in fact, there's this really good company, Nature's Way,
Mm-hmm.
that does apple cider vinegar, but that's not easily available in India.
Okay, so Nature's Basket, and then what about Bagri? The Brags. What's the
Cadbury's,
company's name? Yes,
Cadbury's,
yes, yes, yes.
yes,
Even
yes,
that's
their
something
products are
easily available. Yeah. Okay, another question. Hormonal imbalance with high inflammation. What to do?
hormonal imbalance. Again, it's a very wide,
Yeah, it's a very
you know, what it means. Hormonal imbalance could mean too many things. We've
Yeah.
already discussed about insulin resistance. If that's the case, then you can
Mm.
use coconut oil, garlic. For increased androgens, just stay away from dairy and focused on fats from plant-based sources. So it could be coconut again, it could be avocado, it could be nuts and seeds. And if it is estrogen imbalance, then high fiber diet helps a lot.
Absolutely. So we have a question about food products that we should not consume if we have constant acne.
Sugar, for sure.
Yeah, please
Dairy
say that
definitely
again.
will.
Underline, no sugar, no dairy. That's very important.
Yes. And again, focusing on foods that are low in glycemic load overall. I
Yeah,
feel sometimes people don't understand that concept and they might end up having a food that has no maida, no sugar, but still is very high in glycemic load.
yeah, exactly. So again, acne prone skin. So maybe you can suggest a little prototype, foods to include for acne prone skin. So people
Neem tea
not to
works
include
very
sugar
well.
and dairy. That's more important.
Yeah. For acne, neem tea once in 2 3 days works very well. Aloe
Mm-hmm.
vera application, even eating aloe vera works very well when you mix it with coconut water, having it in your morning routine, and having enough of healthy fat from plant based sources helps with acne.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I also have a question here where they are asking about a lot of questions. Hi, I'm gonna take more questions related to the diet because we have Lavneet over here with us, and so that we can address questions related to diet. Is it good if we have early menopause? So that has to be evaluated, and I think that is increasing in number of cases due to a lot of stress in people, so we can't really comment. And how to take coconut oil and garlic? Probably you can answer that, Navneet.
So for garlic, you can smash it first, let it sit, let it be exposed to oxygen for 5 7 minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
then you add it in a little warm coconut oil and
Mm-hmm.
have it together.
Okay. And post-workout food. So maybe you can share a quick recipe.
For post workout, if you're working out for 1 hour, you need about 22 to 25 grams of protein. So if you eat eggs, it's very simple. You can have one whole egg and a bowl of sprouts. Or if you're okay with drinking milk, then you can have a glass of milk with a dal chila or a glass of buttermilk with a dal chila. If you're vegan, then you have to combine your lentils. So you could do sattu that is made with chana and barley mix. So have 3 tablespoons of that sattu, or you could do a pseudo cereal like a bowl of quinoa or amaranth. Yeah, so all three options
Wonderful.
covered.
So there's also a question, and due to monsoon and other reasons, I'm seeing a lot of patients in my clinic who are having hair fall issues. So what are the foods that one should include in their diet when they're having active hair fall? What do you suggest?
So even for this, I'll suggest a very simple drink. You can make almond milk at home. Just take
Mm-hmm.
15 20 almonds,
Mm-hmm.
peel them, soaked and then peeled. Add
Mm-hmm.
one date to it. Add 1 tablespoon of flaxseed powder and one
Mm-hmm.
tablespoon of wheat germ powder. So this
Okay.
covers a whole lot of nutrients that you need. But
Mm-hmm.
also you have to make sure that you're not protein deficient. I feel many people they
Mm-hmm.
would have the
Yes.
zinc, biotin, omega 3s, everything, but if you're protein deficient, then none of this will really work. You have to make sure you have at least 70
Yeah,
grams of
and
protein.
also like when you have breaking hair, like in the middle, if your hair are breaking, that actually tells that you are protein deficient. So you should go back, check your diet from A to Z. Not one capsule will help you. There has to be a proper blood check done. As simple as low vitamin D can also cause hair loss. So it's very good to evaluate your blood levels if you're having hair loss. So if we are making a smoothie, do we still read flaxseed? Yeah, so you can add the flaxseed to the smoothie, right? That's okay.
Yes, powdered form. Yeah, I mean you don't need
Yeah,
to, huh? You can, it will get blended.
perfect. And some now Salva Chetna, she wants to know something for PCOD and to how to regularize periods. Any tips for her?
How to again, I feel you have to really evaluate what is the root cause of irregular periods, and it could be so many things.
Yeah.
But I feel for PCOD, just shifting to a plant-based diet. Uh, which is not full of processed food, because these plant-based foods can also be quite processed. So eating a very clean plant-based diet can help immensely for regularizing your periods.
Absolutely. Now, the last question here, and why I'm taking this is really interesting because I keep telling people don't have milk, don't have dairy, and they will say, oh, where will we get calcium in our diet from? So maybe you can talk about a little bit of value attached when it comes to calcium from milk and maybe calcium from other sources and what they can have to supplement calcium in their diet.
I feel it's a very valid point, because many people, when they go vegan, they end up with many deficiencies.
Hmm.
So, if you focus on three food groups, that
Hmm.
would be nuts and seeds, your
Hmm.
lentils, the dals, rajma, chanas, and pseudo
Hmm.
cereals, be it
Hmm.
quinoa or amaranth, whichever one
Yeah.
works for you. And if you don't have thyroid issues, thyroid disorders, then it could also be millets.
Hmm.
And these three, four food groups really help in fortifying you with calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium. So for dals, try to have at least three different servings. It could be a snack, it could be part of your main meal in different preparations. For nuts and seeds, try to have two servings at least, 15 grams. It could be 5 to 7 almonds, 5 cashews, some pistachios, or a tablespoon of flax seeds. And try to have three different servings of pseudo cereals in a day. So
Yeah.
amaranth roti, bowl of vegetable quinoa, and you're quite sorted for not just
Absolutely.
calcium.
I had quinoa poha for lunch today and it tasted yum. So it's just a mind block that these things don't taste actually nice. If you can just substitute them and make them the way you like it, they really taste good. So
Absolutely.
Lovneet, last question over here from Aparna. She wants some foods that you would suggest for hypothyroidism in teen girls.
For hypothyroidism, there are certain nutrients that you need to focus on. So that's iodine, zinc,
Mm-hmm.
and selenium. These three nutrients are important. If it is due to autoimmune, then of course omega 3 as well. But food groups that will help you with this, like we were just talking about,
Yeah.
nuts and seeds and lentils. So these two. But if you don't have PCOD, it's just
Mm-hmm.
thyroid, then yogurt can
Mm-hmm.
really help in hypothyroid patients, because it's a very good source of iodine. Adding sabza
Wonderful.
seeds to your morning routine with coconut
Mm-hmm.
oil is another great
Mm-hmm.
way to decrease your increased TSH levels.
Mm-hmm. And what about selenium rich foods? What are the foods that are rich in selenium?
Pumpkin seeds, almonds. So nuts are rich in selenium, and it's a very
Yeah,
strong antioxidant.
wonderful. I think you have shared with us plethora of information, and there's so much that I've learned with this chat today. And I'm sure if
You
the
always.
viewers over here, they can just go back and listen to this chat over and over again and take some notes because there's so much that you have shared with us.
Thank
So
you,
Lavneet
Geetika.
is here on Instagram also. So anyone who has more questions, they can consult her and she can give you consultation, and then you can start your own personalized diet with her, or you can start the diet tips and tricks that she has followed. In fact, you have shared almost everything. Like if we pick up things here and there and we put that in our diet, I think we are good to go from here. So thanks, Lavneet. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us, and we'll
Thank you,
see you
Geetika. See
soon.
you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.